Hillis. How are y'all? How was y'all day? Y'all, my face changing. I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know how to feel about it. Peace, Ray Bay. Peace, baby boo. Young Jagger said, I'm well. You look so calm. I am. Peace arose. Ray Bay said, what you mean? It's like, I think it's just my face is just getting a little more full. I think that's really what it is. Yeah, I'm just seeing a little swole work. I'm just seeing a little swole. I don't like it. I don't like it. Peace, Lena. TT Lemonade. How are y'all? Peace, Graffiti. You still cute, beauty. Thank you. Thank you. We about to get started in just a sec. Just want to give everybody like one more minute. Peace, Jessica. How are you? Your candle is burning beautifully. I will be sending you some debriefs. I'll be sending you some check-in messages. Ray Bay says, stop it. Okay. Junk Jagger said your face is filling out. It's proportionate though. At least your nose still cute. Nah, facts. I got a ding to that bitch. Let me not complain. I won't complain. Cause bitch, I done seen some noses. So I say. Peace, Drea. I am doing well, thank you. How are you? Crystal said, thanks for waiting that extra minute. For sure. I think it's been a minute though. Let's go ahead. Welcome in, baby boos, new and true, to the Crystaline Mars show. I am your co-host, Mrs. Duüblé Jones. I am the lady with the stones, the come heres, and the leave us alone. And I'm a spiritual guide. Y'all so silly. I'm a spiritual guide to assist y'all in this life in any way that I can. Let me hold your hand. If you need any one-on-one services, CrystalineMars.com. You can book there. You can shop. You can look there and get your free shipping for all U.S. orders over $75 as well. Thank y'all for your orders that y'all have placed. I have been processing and shipping orders today. So y'all, a lot of you all received your tracking number. If you didn't already, it is in queue, baby boo. So also, y'all head over to all of our social media platforms. We're on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And Marty said, I think you need another bracelet. I do. But yes, y'all head over to all of our social media platforms. Make sure you connect with us over there. I will be uploading the, I keep saying this because I got to remind myself. I'll be uploading the Taurus New Moon video on YouTube very soon. My intention is to have it up there no later than tomorrow night, Friday, because we do enter the shadow period on Friday, and I'd like to have it up there before then. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the message of the day. So the message of the day is you cannot remember who you are if you forget where you came from. You cannot remember who you are if you forget where you came from, where it all started. A part of remembering who you are, because you know everybody say that, remember who you are, remember who you are. You gotta travel back to the root, to the core, to where it all began. And so, because some of you, and this message is definitely inspired by a real life story, a true life story. There's some energy that I've been harboring, and it comes out only during certain situations, and which is how most of our triggers work, right? But it's been getting worse. It's been getting thicker and thicker and thicker, and I'm like, what is the root of it? Because I could come up with reasons why I feel a way, why it bothers me. But I'm like, but why am I that stirred? Why am I that disturbed? And I didn't think anything of it. I was like, well, maybe, I don't know. And so I gave it a little time. And then while I was on the road today, I'm driving, and I'm traveling, right? I'm traveling, and I'm consciously like driving, but I'm also consciously traveling to the past. And I just had this massive download and just vision and clarity around a past life. I did a past life regression essentially while I was driving, and it made everything make sense. It made everything make sense. And I've done many past life regressions over the past few years, but this one I never visited. I never visited this life. And I'm over there, in the car just boohoo crying, just off of what came up. I'm refilling the emotions. Again, I could see everything play out in that life. And I'm like, wow, like it didn't start in this life. It didn't start here. It didn't start with these relationships. It didn't start with this vessel. And I was like, okay, so there's some healing that needs to be had there. And I've been conducting more past life regressions for y'all. Y'all been booking y'all services. And it's often in a lot of those past life regressions that we visit, things that we visit past lives, and they bring up things that we weren't even aware of that needed healing. There are literally themes that are playing out in your life, in your present relationship, that are solely connected, no pun intended, connected to past life energy. And you may be wondering why there's this reoccurring resistance, why there's this anger, or this depth, right? It doesn't have to be negative emotions. It could be positive, And again, there may be some healing or some insight, some clarity that needs to be had for your soul, for the freeing of your soul. And it's often that, when we get out of a place, we don't like to look back, and we like to say, leave the past in the past. But truth be told, we are a product of our past. We are not only our past, we still have power and control or influence over our future. But how we view the world, how we show up, it is all based on our past experiences, from what we learned what to do, from the things we learned not to do. We are a product of our past. And again, like I said, the higher we go, the more we can see. The more we can see. And so I invite you to look within. I invite you to open yourself up to remembering your past. And as we are in this Taurus energy, Taurus is the first earth sign of the astrological year. And, we were in Aries season at first, and Aries was all about, okay, let's get up, let's go. Let's get up, let's go. And Taurus is now like, okay, but wait, let me connect to my roots first. Let me look at the foundation first. Let's get to the core. Let's get to the core. And so let's explore, right? Because there's more. There's more clarity. There's more healing. It's deeper than you know. It's deeper than you know. And so let's grow. So that's the message of the day. Again, you cannot remember who you are if you forget where you came from, where you come from. You could be focused on where you're going if you want to, but if you're still stuck, if a version of you is still stuck in the past, still hurt in the past, it will continue to show up. It will continue to show up. Okay? So let's go ahead and get into the daily energy. I will be starting, Nino, are you in here today? Y'all know when y'all send me a love offering, y'all supposed to tell me, because sometimes I be looking, sometimes I don't. And last night I was in my bag with the reading, and I didn't even look over at the Cash App. And Nino sent the love offering for a reading, and I didn't do Baby Boo. So I'm going to start after the collective. I'm going to do Nino's reading. And if anybody else wants a reading on live tonight, you can send your love offerings in, and I'll conduct those first come, first serve. Some of you may even want a little sprinkle of a past life energy, right? I think it's power in knowing, tapping into those past lives. Peace and love to all of y'all joining. I see y'all. Hey. On all platforms. I love you. But yes, it's power in knowing, but the power really comes in when the healing happens. So, but some of you may just want to know, like, hey, just tell me a little something, tell me something, you know, and that may be the door, that may be the thing that opens the door with this Wednesday, Papa Legba, red, black, and white, door opener energy for you to peer your consciousness into the other realms and into the other tenses, past tenses, you know. So if you'd like a past life reading, you can send your love offering in. Again, it's $6. Ooh, I remember I used to do $6 reads, bitch, $5 reads. I remember I used to do $1 reads, bitch. That was ghetto. But anyway, 6-card pull for $15. If you want anything more in depth, you can double it, send whatever you'd like, and I'll just exchange energy. So, and even if it's not past life, whatever kind of reading you want, I got you. So let's go ahead and get into the daily energy, y'all. So, let's see what we got. So the daily energy for the 24th, this was interesting because I remember I was channeling 24, you know, we've been talking about that all week, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on with the 24th. So, hold on, we got a little hiccup here. Okay. So we're finally here on the 24th of April. The energy I channeled is moderation. All things in moderation. Do all things in moderation. So remember to move moderately, to consume moderately. And also, this would be a great day for you to assign moderators, right? Just like Mystique is one of our moderators. Kyla is one of our moderators on YouTube, right? And by me, you know, asking for their assistance, and by them showing up and, you know, and helping me, they allow for me to just focus without having to take care of the trolls, because they take care of the trolls for me, right? And so that is the theme for tomorrow, right? Delegating your spiritual team to guard certain doors, right? To open certain doors, to assist you as you explore, and all of those good things. So moderation and assign moderators. Okay, fuck the haters. I did channel karma is going to be paying you a visit. So I don't know what you've been sowing, but you're definitely going to reap, and it's definitely going to be flowing. So be open to that. Also, some of you may be aligning with a lover. A lot of you booked a divine union ritual. And I will be starting your rituals tomorrow, and I'm going to be definitely doing like something kind of different. I'm excited to work with this new energy that I'm in when it comes to approaching my rituals. Like I said, I'm doing things a little differently. I'm not just burning a candle and doing my ritual and going about my day. It's like, no, I'm going to be more in depth, more personal, one-on-one with y'all rituals. So to those of you who did book a divine union and or a sweet life, I will be conducting your rituals tomorrow. But anyway, a lot of you will be aligning with your lover. But this is a great day to conduct like your love rituals, your money rituals, and your beauty rituals, okay? And also to connect with Ajay, Oshun, Ma'at energy, okay? Look for ways to serve, look for ways to give versus receiving on this day as well, okay? Acts of service is going to be the theme of the day, all right? So serve, but again, moderation, right? You don't have to overextend yourself. You don't have to burn yourself out, but definitely there may be some healing that needs to happen within a relationship as well. There could be some tension in the air within a relationship. I'm picking up on like it getting physical, it going from 0 to 100 real quick, right? F1 smokes just joined, like definitely with the smokes energy. So there could definitely be some energy that is stored in the heart, like I was kind of talking about with the daily message, because the day is 24, right? And that's the reflection of the 42 laws of Ma'at that adds up to 6, has things to do with heart, the heart, right? The Wiz of Oz, y'all know I always refer back to the Wiz and her journeying back home, you know, revisiting some things to remember, you know. And so yeah, there could be definitely, love can be a focus for you. This would be a good day. Like I said, if you are having some static in your personal relationship, this would be a good day to like get you like a pink candle, a pink and a red, or a pink and a white, or a red and a white, or 2 pinks or 2 reds, 2 greens, green and pink, but your pink, greens, and reds, and getting you like getting you 2 of those candles, putting them together, writing a prayer or writing some goals, intentions on a bay leaf, attaching that bay leaf to those 2 charm candles, or placing it under the candle and burning it. You know, that's definitely going to be something that needs to be done. Okay, because I'm seeing like somebody's, I really need y'all to tap into that past life energy. Even if you don't book a service with myself, conduct your own if you you know, feel confident, or you allow yourself to do that. But I'm seeing like, yeah, I'm hearing changing places, trading places by Usher. So there could definitely be like some roles that shifted in his life, where it's like maybe you were your dad in your past life is now your lover in this life, or your mom in your past life is now your sister in this life, and y'all are playing out this narrative, and it's like it got closer. Like, say if it was your parent or your child, y'all may have chosen to come together as lovers in this life to really to get closer, right? To have the opportunity to heal the energy, you know what I mean, on a more deeper, intimate level. So yeah, this will be a great day to really like do some heart works, okay? Your heart posture will be revealed, whatever it is that you're carrying. And it could be things that you don't even know, like I said. So definitely open your heart up to receive truth and to share your truth as well. The colors for the day are green and gold. And the rituals I'd recommend is Healing the Past, the Sweet Life Manifesto, and the Divine Union. All right. The angel number for the day is 613, 613. So y'all go ahead and leave your green and yellow hearts down below. Now I mean. And we're now going to go ahead and get into the collective energy. Crystal said, I wore my earrings, my wooden earrings today too. This lady in the store said, I love your earrings. Where did you get them? I gave her your card. Thank you. See, put that card to work. You got like 13 of them motherfucking cards. Thank you. I just shipped some wood earrings out. It was the other style that we have too. I just shipped some out. Miss Jackie just purchased some, but I love these. I love these earrings so much. Ashe. All right, y'all. So where we gonna start? We're gonna start with the Odisha deck. I told y'all this is my deck lately. Hey y'all. Thank y'all for the engagement. I really appreciate it. We got Oshun right here. What you want, good? I told you that Oshun energy is here. Let's see. The goddess of love, beauty, and abundance invites you to embrace self-love, prosperity, and open yourself to joy and emotional healing. Right? And I told you that, you know, Oshun, call on Oshun, Ajay, and even your ancestors are showing up with this Egungun energy here, urging you to respect your lineage, seek ancestral wisdom, and stay connected to the past as you navigate the present. I told y'all I'm just a motherfucking vessel. I mean, Ashe. 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 Stay connected to the past. right? Remember we talked about that. It's not about you leaving the past in the past. You are connected to it. So how are you disconnected? Like maybe it's a unconscious thing, just something that you have maybe, just forgotten, when you reincarnated. Something that you may not want to talk about again. Something that you may not want to revisit again. It's like, no, that is a part of you. That influences you. That affects you and your relationships. Okay, so we have Oshun, and I want to show y'all the card. And we have Egungun here. And some of y'all are also pressuring yourself. You don't have to show up if in a way that you're not ready to yet. Some of you may have gotten ahead of yourself where you may feel this calling, but when you really sit with it, you're like, I'm really not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. But maybe you've been telling yourself that for a while, and so maybe you're like, well, I've been saying that for a while, so now I gotta do it. Do you? Do you? Is it rooted in pride? You know what I mean? Are you really ready to show up in that way? And if you're not, it's okay. There may be still more that you need to learn, more that you need to heal, more that needs to be revealed before you can fully step into that place. And that's okay. That's okay. Don't feel like a failure or you're behind, right? Or you're less than, or you're lazy, or you're just procrastinating. No. It's okay to be humble and have humility to say, I'd love to. And maybe a few months from now, maybe a year or two from now, I don't know. But I know right now I'm not in the space for that. And that's okay. All right? Hold on, let me take a sip real quick. Peace, Philip. So I'm going to put one more from this Orisha deck. We got Ogungun and we got Oshun. Oshun. Who else want to come in the room? Look, in honor of Oshun. All right, let's see. Who else in the room? Oshun. Eshu, Papa Legba. I told you. And Shun. And who at the bottom of the deck? Oh hell. Yes. So Papa Legba's coming through too. Like I will open the door for you. Okay, but some of you may want to take Oshun with you on this path, and that's the thing too, like as you travel back to the past, call your spiritual team to travel with you. You don't have to do it alone. I'm an advocate for having friends on your side, like nationwide. So Oshun, Egungun, right, you can literally call forth these entities, these guys, these goddesses, these versions, reflections of you, expressions of you, like, hey, I'm about to go here and I know it's heavy, or I'm gonna need a little assistance, I need a little medic over here, I need a little tooly tool over here, I need a little protection at the door, I need the security, the bouncers, the bounce that ass for any energy that may try to come through and interfere. But yeah, we about to do it, right? So Shun's like, I'll help you. I'll help you when it comes to healing this past energy, so you can align with more desirable energy, so you can have more desirable relationships and things like that. The ultimate healthy and wealthy relationships. Okay. So remember, we talked about for tomorrow, moderators. Who are you going to assign as your moderators here? But we have Koku here. Okay. And Koku, feared among the undergods of the Orishas, bring the power of relentless force and unyielding will. His presence warns of both destruction and protection. He dismantles the old to rebuild the new. Embrace his fierce energy, for it drives out fear and clears the way for transformation. Okay, so like I said, some of y'all really have guarded energy. You may channel. Look, stop playing on me. I just pulled it and we got shield here. Damn, wow, this is a beautiful card. We have shield here. Some of y'all literally have this guarded energy, and it's just a subconscious thing. It's something that's deeply rooted, deeply embedded here that we got to get to the root of. What's this card? Because this is beautiful. Look at this. And when I see this, I see the movie Us. Us. Y'all saw that movie before? Where it was like a clone family, and they were like, it was like the dark and the light version, I guess you could call it that. And they were fighting each other. Like the dark family was trying to attack the dark clone, quote unquote, family was trying to attack the OG family. And it was this war of the reflections. So let's see what this says though. So this is Logun Ede. Logun Ede. And it reads, Logun Ede, the Orisha of duality and beauty, embodies both masculine and feminine energies. His guidance encourages balance, self-acceptance, and embracing all aspects of yourself, reminding you to find harmony within and celebrate your unique beauty. So, tomorrow we talked about it being a 6 energy, and I channeled that Oshun, Ajay, and who else did I channel? Ma'at. But Lagoon Ede also seems to be in alignment with that 6 energy, as he has to do with things balance and harmony, which is connected to the number 6. So Lagoon Ede is like, hey, I'm here as well. And that is why I feel like I'm being called to pull this from this Orisha deck, because it's time for us to expand our awareness and again remember, right? So these reflections of you are showing up like, hey, I'm here. Hey, I can help you with this. Hey, I specialize in this, because some of us are just, maybe you have your team that you work with. Maybe you don't, but I'm feeling called to connect with the Orisha so you can, again, begin to welcome these energies that resonate with you into your space and to help you pursue your goals. All right. Welcome in, y'all. Peace, just. All right, so let's see what we got. I'm going to pull from Work Your Light. Don't forget, if y'all do send a love offer in, let me know. Nino, have you came in the building yet, Nino? Something about like farmers market, Trader Joe's. Not sure if somebody just went there or worked there. Farmers market, Trader Joe's. Fuck them hoes. What we got? Longing for home. Longing for home. Belonging, the original light workers. So this longing for home, we talked about that with, Dorothy, right? She wanted to go back home. And some of you, it's like you crave this sense of security. Some of you feel like you're walking on eggshells. You feel like you're walking on eggshells. You feel like you're suffocating, because I see somebody holding their breath. Some of you don't even understand why you seek validation so much from a certain person or from your parents. But it feels as if somebody just wants to be free of judgment. But there's a certain level of acceptance that has to be had within self. For self. Like, who was that said that? I think it was Logas Sis. I think that said that. About the acceptance for self, or was that Koku? Not sure. But either way. But with the original light workers, right? You may want to stay in the light. Like, now I don't want to go in the darkness. I don't want to go back to that space that don't feel good, or revisit that relationship in the spiritual realm. You know, I don't want to. I'm just stay right here and just look at the beautiful reflection of the water, and it's like, okay. But that shadow is gonna always follow you. It's gonna always be with you, whether you choose to acknowledge it or not. But when you become aware of the inner me, the enemy can't do you no harm. We have trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? That's a question for you. You don't have to answer it right now. But that's something to think about. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? What would you do? Right? Would you be willing to revisit some scary spaces or enter some rooms and things like that if you knew, right, that your ancestors had you, or, you know, the gods had you? If you knew that there was space for you, a place for you? What's on your heart? Let me get one more. Amina, the name Amina. Kat. Natalie. Tia. Raymond. Ryan. Tony. Frederick. Trayvon. Reese. Maurice. Okay. Masterpiece said, I had a dream. Collective was in a beautiful castle having a grand time. Ashe. Peace, Tim. Welcome in. Thanks for the love. I send it back times 10. All right, give me one more now. Okay. Have you answered your deepest calling? Have you answered your deepest calling? What is calling you? What is calling you? And this is not just about the future. This is not just about the future. What is Spirit calling you to create? Right? What is Spirit calling you to say? That deep, that depth, that core energy. Again, what's calling you? What do we need to cut through and get to the actual core of? And even with this calling, some of you may really need to just allow yourself to have some space to receive clarity, right? There may be people calling you. You may have like a therapist appointment or something like that. And you may find like, you know what, I'm going to cancel that appointment today. I'm not going to answer the phone right now. Because you may want to talk about it. But then another part of you is like, I need to process right now by myself. And this ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. I don't want to add nobody into this right now. I need to sit with this. So that may be something that comes through for you as well. Okay. Some of you may find like, you know what, I gotta take this, I gotta do this by myself. I may talk about it later, I may revisit it later, I may not. But right now, I gotta do this for me. Ashe in my devs. All right, so let's move on. Let's carry on. Let's see. And I'm dreaming. We'll pull from the Ancestral deck. Now I said Ryan. Okay, that's your name? Or is somebody you know name? Said it is your name. Hey Ryan, you receiving a message? All right, what you got, ancestors? A goon collective, you and yours. What we got? We have miracles in motion in reverse. And this is Mother God here. Miracles in motion in reverse, Mother God. Things can be kind of slowing down again to bring awareness to the other things that needs your attention right now. With this mother energy, it's like, again, back to the core. You may be trying to get lost in your manifestations and your creations and your miracles that are in motions and just attracting positivity and just thinking ahead on the future. And it's like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and pause real quick. We're going to go ahead and pause real quick. And this doesn't have to be a pause that lasts for a week. It doesn't have to be a pause that lasts for a day. But it's just something that's definitely being brought to your awareness here. A lot of us can also benefit from, you know, delving deeper into our birth chart or just looking at it again, right? You'll be surprised on how you connect the dots as you evolve. Some of you may have already looked at your birth chart, right? Some of you are already familiar with your placements, but there may be certain dots that you are able to connect now than you were before. And if any of y'all need assistance with that, I do provide that service. Explore. Explore. And then you see, I'm trying to move on. I'm trying to move on. But it keeps coming up. And look at this. This is card number 42. Then I talk about the energy for tomorrow, where this is a good time to really do some heart healing, you know, traveling to the past, addressing heart matters with yourself or within your relationships here. And the 42 is in reverse, so that is the reflection, which is the 24, right? So this message is definitely in alignment here. There could be certain blockages in the heart that is not allowing for the energy to flow as freely as it could. And guess what else came out? We have 33, which also adds up to 6. Again, bringing it back to the heart, bringing it back to the middle. Explore. And this is the root of air. So this is connected to the air element, which is connected to the mind. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Right? And you see how they have the swords here. So that, like I said, there's so much clarity to be had. There's so much clarity that will come through for you. If you really ask and then pause to listen, to receive. Allow yourself to travel. And it may look different. I told y'all I traveled to a past life while I was fucking driving. You know? Yeah. And with these women, they're like so strong and powerful, but they're like in their warrior energy. In their warrior energy. And this is for men and women. But some of you have, you know, you've had to shield yourself, you know, protect yourself. Some of y'all could have even had past lives where you were like at war, you know, where you really had to fight. You may have lost your life in war. You may have been betrayed by your brother or your tribe members or your children in past lives and things like that. And you're wondering why this tension is so thick, or why so much resistance with you and your child or your parent or your lover or your boss or whatever. Because this energy may be showing up again like, hey, are you going to remember? Are you going to remember you, me, us, what we went through, where we come from? Somebody could have really been hurt. Somebody has the purest heart. They just been through a lot. And so start with you. Don't point fingers. Make I statements. This feels like really, it's like it's sad. It's a lot of like sorrow here. Like very somber energy. Yeah. Cause you and like, if to whoever this is that is at war, it's like y'all want the same thing, but y'all may be fighting each other, holding back from each other. Masterpiece said, how do you travel to a past life consciously? So close your eyes. Close your eyes and set your intention aloud or inward. And, you know, set the intention. It could sound something like, I set the intention to just travel back to a past life. It don't matter what it is. I just want to see a past life. And you could visualize, like just you want to relax your body. So playing some frequencies in the background could help, some calming music. Also having some, it's a past life. It's a past life stone. What's the past life stone? Like, your Libyan glass would be a good one. Your dragon's bloodstone would be like a good one. Blue lace agate as well. But yeah, so having those stones around you or on you, or even like your amethyst if you want to keep it simple. And it's just a matter of allowance. It's a matter of allowance, because it's not something that you have to like force yourself through. It's just like, even when I do, I remember when I did a past life regression recently, we had it was a little cloudy in the beginning, and I was, you know, asking him questions. He was like, I don't know, or I can't see. And I was like, okay, just trust yourself, you know, allow yourself to say what comes up, say what you see. You don't have to make it make sense. And maybe about 5 minutes in, she was spitting the answers out. She was able to see clearly because she allowed herself to just travel. So it's, in short, after I said all that, set your intention and then allow yourself to allow for it to be revealed. And it may literally just show up like a film, where it may be like snippets. when like the scenes, like you're here, okay, you're there. You may watch it for a while, or you may not. It may just literally be like a blank real quick. And in those moments, you can either choose to just observe, or you can choose to, because you may not even be observing, you may actually be back in it. So it depends on like which approach you take with your past life regression. You could either be the observer watching yourself go through it again, or you may literally be like in real time, like, bitch, I see it, like I'm here, it ain't no other me, I am the me. And in that moment you can rewrite your story, or re-experience it, talk to the spirits or the energies again, whatever. So that's how you do it. It's really just allowance. It's all allowance and focus and trusting, because this is when, especially if you're like new to this is when you can feel like crazy, delusional, like, am I just making shit up? You know, like, is this really what I see? Like, where is this coming from? So again, trusting that what you're experiencing is real life, real time. All right. So that's how you do that. But here we have to take charge again in reverse. This is that you ain't got to do everything right now. You don't have to do what you think you have to do. Right? But also with this take charge in reverse, this is card number 39. That could be someone's age. 93 may be significant. But nonetheless, that 39 adds up to 12, 3, Oshun, Ilegwa, Eshu energy here. And with this being in reverse, some of you are not taking charge, right, of your spiritual evolution, of your healing. You know, you're just in reverse, just like allowing for shit to happen, allowing for life to happen to you. And you know, there may be some initiative that needs to be taken, but maybe down a different path. Okay. Yes. And as you can see, they're doing root work. These people in the back are doing root work. And you see here, she's holding a pinnacle. So it's like you may be trying to just focus on the pinnacle, the material, the career path, the abundance. But it's time to do the root work. Get to the root. Creature of earth, get to the root. Okay? I don't know what kind of animal this is, bitch. This is a fox. A white fox. I don't know what that is. And then we have love overflow in reverse. So this is card number 27, adding up to 9. Right? There's some endings. There's some rebirth energy, some healing, some closeouts that need to happen. Right? Because with this love overflowing, a lot of us, like I said, we want these things, or we want to feel these things, or we want to express these things, or this energy, or whatever it is, but it's a block here. It's a block here. It's a block. Yeah, because now what I'm seeing is a cup that is turned over, and there's water in the cup. And you know, but there's like some suction created too. Yeah, now I'm seeing the toilet stopper, the toilet plunger. All right, we gotta unclog some shit. Literally, literally unclog those pipes. But that shit may stink. It may not feel good in the moment. But, and to those of you who feel low right now, some of y'all may be feeling a lot of regret. A lot of shame, just in regards to how you showed up. Maybe you didn't show up in your highest. Maybe your inner child came up, or a past version of yourself came out, caught you the fuck off guard. And there's like this guilt, shame that I feel right now. Okay, but again, there is some clarity or understanding that needs to be had in order for you to overstand and free yourself. So I invite you to forgive yourself as well. Forgive yourself. You came here to do this work. You came here to play out these narratives and to choose if you're going to, do something new with it or what you're going to do with it. So it's all divinely orchestrated. It was a part of the plan. So don't think that you did anything wrong. You didn't. But it's time for you to take charge. Like, okay, do I want to continue to show up this way? Do I want to continue to allow for this energy to haunt me, to control me, to block my flow? And don't worry about who does not believe you. It's a silver fox. Oh, okay, thank you. I wonder what's the significance of the silver fox. I don't know. But some of y'all may feel led to look up the silver fox. I am some of y'all. Let's look. But yeah, some of y'all may feel like really you may be processing some stuff. And you may want to share some stuff, maybe with the person. Like, hey, this is the download that I got in regards to like why certain stuff is happening. And I want you to free yourself to share that too. Share that. Because you may actually be the light bringer in this situation. It may be what you see that frees the other person too. You'd be surprised what not only resonates with you, but them as well. All right, silver fox. Spiritual symbolism. All right. Okay. The silver fox is a reminder to increase your awareness, to tune into your intuition. It's a symbol of wisdom and mystery. And intuition. So yeah, that third eye energy again, traveling, seeing truth. Gray or silver foxes represents maturity, confidence, and charm. Okay. So with this maturity energy, what is being brought to your awareness that, is a little immature, a little insecure. Okay. The silver foxes are also associated with tricksters. All right. Yeah. So don't allow yourself to be tricked by what it looked like on the surface level. Or, to where you pointing fingers like it's the person. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Arose. Arose went and did some research. Silver foxes represents cleverness, adaptability, and a connection to the mystical or supernatural. Ashe. So let's now move on. Let's carry on. I used to watch a tiny TV with my eyes closed, and it was flashes of scenes and lasted a year. Scared me at first. It scared you at first? I used to watch a tiny TV? Like, you mean like the TV was literally tiny? What's next? Let's see. Let's pull from this deck since we're talking about heart shit. Let's see. We about to be closing up. Nino, you not here? I ain't do Nino yet. I do Nino when Nino come back. Nino, you here? And my dad said that fit perfectly. It did. Oh, you here? Nino. Okay, I'm gonna do your reading then. You done crept up in here because I mentioned you earlier and you weren't here. You didn't tell me you sent your love offering in last night, so I'm gonna do you tonight. Okay, we about to close up for collectiveness. All right, so we have confidence here. So again, be confident in in your decision making right now. Be confident in your decision making, your actions. That confidence came up with the fox. So let's see. We have in the moment. Confident in the moment. Be confident that everything is happening as it should be. Release the regret, love. Release the regret. We have detached. Yeah. Okay. Aw, I'm done crying with y'all ass. Y'all is sickening. Because with this detached energy, it's like somebody may be pulling back or just kind of like not knowing what to think or feel, and it may be affecting you or you may be affecting them or something like that. But I'm hearing it's not over. There's just some unfinished business. Yeah. We have been here before, detached, been here before. We have focus on me. So we're closing out because I feel like I'm a tape recorder. I feel like I'm a tape recorder and I'm just rewinding and pressing play, rewinding and pressing play. Detached, been here before, focus on me. Like I said, this is some past life energy. You've been here before. You've played out these narratives before. You've had these relationships before. They could have been in different form. You could have had a different role here. Okay? And you maybe want to disconnect, detach yourself from that past energy. But there is something that you need to revisit, something that you need to focus on. Okay? And so some of you may feel a little some kind of way because somebody may be seeming uninterested or detached, like I said. But don't let that wave your confidence, okay? Don't let that wave your confidence. All right. India, Baba, you can come on in. I'm about to close out now, yeah. What's our declaration? Yes. Don't force anything. You made it. Consider this a hug and a reminder. It's all working out for you. But just take it easy. This is a moment of healing, harmony, and alchemy. Just avoid extremes and go with the flow. Everything in moderation. Didn't we talk about this for tomorrow? Didn't we literally say moderation for tomorrow? Everything in moderation. You're creating something new. Remain flexible, beautiful. You are stronger than you think. The peacemaker shows up as the Egyptian goddess Ma'at. Come on, Ma'at. We called her. One foot in the water and the other on land. Family healing is key with most issues of addiction and overindulgence. However, this is a journey you must first walk yourself. Write a letter to a personal area of imbalance, addiction, or overindulgence. You may be too attached to a specific situation, person, or event, doing way too much. If need be, distance yourself with grace. There may be instability in your energetic vibration. The declaration for tonight is, my life is aligned and I go with the flow. My life is aligned and I go with the flow. This is a beautiful way to close out the collective reading. This is card number 14, which adds up to 5. Today is that Papa Legba energy, that 5 Gemini energy. So this is definitely the message that the collective need to hear. Yeah, you say, is that my eye? Yeah, yep. So let's go ahead and get Nino. What kind of reading did you want, Nino? You wanted a general? Nino, what kind of reading you wanted? That was beautiful. Ashe and my devs. Taylor said, hey, I really need you to give me a spiritual ready for my dead mother. Please, can you help me? For a spiritual reading. Sure. We're going to be closing up for live readings tonight. If you do want to do a reading tonight on live, you can send your love offering in and we can meet tomorrow. Or you can book on the website. The link is down below in the description box. I offer 30-minute and 1-hour tarot reading sessions. All right, you said general? Okay. Yes, where y'all declarations at? My life is aligned and I go with the flow. Okay, we have the Page of Swords in reverse. The Eight of Swords in reverse. Okay. The Seven of Wands in reverse. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. The reverse is in negative. And I'm like, why they all reverse? We got the Tower upright. Okay. Yeah, nice. Yes! And we have the Two of Wands upright. So there is definitely, oh, and we have the Magician upright at the bottom of the deck. So your life is aligned and you go on with the flow, literally. So there's definitely like this breakdown, this breakdown of an old paradigm that's happening right now, and you're about to receive a lot of clarity. You're about to receive a lot of clarity. It does feel kind of still and chill in your energy right now, which is great. The Spirit's saying like, don't overwhelm yourself or pressure yourself like you're doing just what needs to be done. I do feel like you're kind of closed off to something, and that is okay too. I don't know what that is for you, but whatever this is that you're closed off to, whoever this is that you're closed off to, it's doing what it needs to do. Heavy on you, protecting your peace. You've been moving very diligently, not rushing. You've been taking it easy, which is the thing that you need to do for sure. But there is definitely some movement that is happening. So Spirit definitely wants you just to continue to, you know, something about the Alchemist. I channeled the energy for the collective. You said, I felt my root chakra activate after doing your journal prompt, by the way. Oh my gosh. Yay to that. I love that for you. So, and interesting you said that, because the declaration that I had for today was, my roots reach deeply. I am connected to the core of me. That is a song by the beautiful chorus. My roots reach deeply. I am connected to the core of me. So yes, I do see that for you. And so there could be some things again that come to surface, but it's going to be a lot of clarity. You may even have like some downloads, visions, past life kind of energy that comes up for you, where it's just like, oh, and it does feel like it's just going to come to you. Like it's just going to come to you. It may not be through like meditation or you visualizing it. It may just be like, oh, you was my daddy in a past life, or oh, you was so-and-so, or this is why, like, this is why I'm hot. So I do see this clarity coming through in regards to what was for you. But there is this forward movement that I see. So just be still and you'll know when it's time for you to move. You'll know when it's time for you to move. I'm not sure. There could be some energy around you that's trying to like get you out of your comfort zone. Like, come on, let's do this. And you're just like, I'm good. Again, like I said, you're closed off to something, and that's okay. That's okay. You'll move when you need to move, okay? So that's really much the energy. Spirit just kind of want to affirm that you are doing what needs to be done, and to trust your judgment, because it does feel like you standing on business about your beliefs, about like whatever your standards are or something like that, or whatever you're not going to tolerate, whatever you're not letting in. It's like, I said I'm not going, or I said I'm not doing that, or I said I'm doing it, whatever. You standing on it, and that's what needs to be done right now. Okay, so that's what I got for you. Continue to lean into your discernment, and there could be some kind of chaos, some kind of tower moment that happens externally, but I do see you being rooted and grounded in that for surely. Like you may have even seen it coming. You may have even seen it coming, felt it coming, or maybe even not. But regardless, I do see you being grounded. You may feel called to eat more reds, more spaghettis, or I don't know if you eat spaghetti, but like more red foods, red sauces. Spices are coming up too. So I'm not sure if you may have like a desire for spicy food. So that's what I got for you, babe. So that concludes our reading for tonight. I did not get any other love donations for reading, so I now open the floor if anybody has any questions for me. It could be in regards to spirituality, love, whatever. I don't know what you got for me. So if you have any questions, it could be about life, business. I don't know. Hell, I ain't pulling no cards though, unless you send love offering. But yeah, I open the floor for y'all to ask anything while I wait for Brother Logas to come in. I said, Lee, I'm ready. I don't know if he heard me. But did y'all enjoy the show? If you'd like to share a takeaway, something that really resonated with you tonight, I'd love to hear what you got. Thank y'all for sharing this space with us, though. We really appreciate y'all showing up. And if y'all could share the love, share the live, that will help a lot when it comes to expanding our tribe. What does it mean to have a karmic debt number 0? I don't understand. Karmic debt number 0? I don't know what you're talking about. What is a karmic debt number? Peace, Miss Sheba. Hi. Lemonade said, can I still get a birth chart reading? If the time of birth is unknown, you can. You can just do 12 a.m. or 12 p.m. If you know that you were born like afternoonish time, do 12 p.m. If it was more like midnight-ish or nighttime, you can do 12 a.m. or whatever. Yeah, 12 a.m. or 12 p.m. Miss Sheba said, I have been running extra late. The show resonated, even though I have to remind Shay. You said I did my numerology calculator and it came up. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not familiar with karmic debt numbers. Yeah. So you're gonna have to tell me. Why I say like that? You're gonna have to tell me. Peace, Sarai. Hey. Fawn said, just thank you. Of course. Karibu, you are welcome. What is Brother Logas doing? Y'all know I don't do good with waiting, bitch. Hey, Ma, how you doing? Hey, Kaliska. Nino laughing. Why you? Oh, yeah, no, I don't know what that is. You said karmic debt. Angel numbers. What is that? What you talk about? What is he doing? Y'all sickening. Okay, y'all drop that little birthday. I do a quick little birthday little read. I'm gonna do probably one. I think I heard of those. See. Is Jew in the doghouse? I think I hear Jew. But it sounds like he far away, like he outside. Jew probably done peed on a damn Whole Foods bag or something. A Rose said, this segment was everything. I've been going through healing my roots before I can blossom. That way the mess stops here and I will never bear fruit again. Jew outside? You outside?
Not here. Downstairs. Not in the kitchen.
Was he just crying?
No, it was on my phone.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hey. Look, now we trying to overlook the birthday because the guys done came. Graffiti said, what do you know of Tiamat? I don't know. Tiamat, what do you know? I've never heard of it.
Tiamat, I think that's the planet. That's what? I get kind of confused. Tiamat was a planet. That's what I think that's what Earth was. It was a part of a planet called Tiamat, right? And it was ruled by like this dragon queen named Tiamat, I believe. I'm not getting too mixed up. And then that planet was it blew up. And then some of the debris got changed into Earth. And then the astral belt, which is like, is it the astral belt? The meteor belt, whatever it was, like the you know how like Saturn has its rings and it's made a bunch of, you know, little boulders and stuff. And we have like a belt like that. I believe that hovers between like Mars and Jupiter, and they say that's where that belt of rocks come from, is from Tiamat. And then, you know, Earth was one of the planets created from Tiamat, essentially, which is where they also say our souls originate from, or came from last, was we were on the planet of Tiamat, when we were more advanced beings at the time. And then when the planet exploded due to like war, I believe, then you have all these souls just endlessly floating, you know, in space, or at least in the, you know, in the solar system. So certain extraterrestrial groups took those souls, gathered them up, put them on, took the debris, created Earth, put these souls on Earth, you know. But since they were so traumatized, they had to put them into these like very low level, almost like ape-like beings, right? And that's where you get like the whole concept of the missing link, or, you know, evolution, Sasquatch, that type of thing.
That's right.
So that's Tiamat.
That's right. Thanks for sharing, because I never heard of such a thing. Ashe, a rose-colored peach. I have been having a mountaintop experience while healing and training in the Navy for the last year. You ready? Oh. I get to my ultimate station in July and reunite with my 2 small children. I give thanks to you both. Ashe.
I guess I'll leave that as a lesson. I might go a little bit further.
Alrighty, Ashe. So moving to the Q&A. Hey.
Ashe. So yeah, that's the concept of Tiamat. If I haven't gotten it mixed up with some of those alien stories, but, you know, it's an interesting concept to understand, so that you understand why are we on this planet. Ashe. And it is to, essentially, based off the story, it is to regather ourselves. It's to reestablish our soul. It's to heal our souls. It's to heal our souls. It's to get our memories back and things like that. So this is like essentially supposed to be a healing ground for us. That's Earth. It's supposed to be a healing ground. But this healing ground, once again, you got to remember that based on the story, the concept, we are, you know, Earth is birthed out of war, right? Therefore, there had to be, you know, extraterrestrial beings going at war with each other. So there's still conflicting beings that exist in the universe, and they still interact with the Earth. So they have still, you know, affected us. Some beings have affected us very positively, and some have affected us very negatively, right, Shay? Some have just observed us, some have tinkered with us, right? And all these things. But the goal is to, because we've been given the proper genetics in these particular bodies that we have now. Now, these bodies are a little faulty, though. They're not perfect, but they can be perfected. They're not perfect, but they can be perfected. They have the genes, the DNA within them. They just need activation. And that activation is done through proper eating, proper nutrition, I should say, proper nutrition, proper sleep, and then, you know, proper meditation work and spiritual work, imagination work, you know, metaphysical work and things like that. Ashe. Once again, peace to everybody on the YouTube world, Instagram world, the Facebookers. We appreciate all the likes, shares, and subscribes, as well as all the super chats, all the what they call it, the Cash Apps, the Zelles, the Apple Pays, all those good things. Ashe. NY Deb said, Brother Goss is one wise man, especially so young, blows me away at probably twice his age. Ashe, I appreciate that. NY Debs, I really do. Ashe, you know. But it's in my chart, right? It's in my chart. Now we can fall victim to our charts, because there's negative sides to our birth charts as well. But if we really are focused and really diligent, there is a quote unquote, there's a higher self in everybody's birth chart. There's a higher self in everybody's birth chart. Now there's higher spiritual selves, but that's another conversation. But as far as our birth charts are concerned, there's a higher physical self as well. They represent. This is where you come with the playing cards, right? This is I'm talking about the cartomancy birth chart. So when you're dealing with that, you have the king of clubs, right? The king of spades, the king of diamonds, the king of hearts. We also got the queen of hearts, the queen of spades, the queen of diamonds, and the queen of clubs, right? So for all of us, we can all tap into. Now, some of us are born on those queen and king days, which makes it easier. But we can all tap into our little queen self or our king self, right? So like for instance, you know, in my chart, I have the 6 of spades, I have the 6 of clubs, I have the 10 of spades, and I have the 8 of diamonds. Therefore, I can most cohesively master the king of spades, the king of clubs, and the king of diamonds. Now, the hearts is not in my chart, right? But that doesn't mean I can't be a proper king of hearts, but it does mean that that is definitely more challenging. You can still master that energy, but it is definitely gonna be way more challenging to try to be seen and experienced as a king of hearts, right? Which deals with like the ultimate husband card, the ultimate family card, the ultimate lover, male, lover type card, not necessarily sexually, but like in an intimate family type of way. Ashe. So, and this definitely connects or resonates with my experience, because though I may be able to exemplify, if that's the right word, the many great qualities of a king of hearts, which is that father card, which is that fatherly, nurturing husband type of card. Though I can, resemble a lot of those traits, and people can see that and point it out and be attracted to it. At the same time, most individuals also see a lack of that king of hearts energy, a lack of that intimate fatherly or intimate husband type of energy. They're always going to see a lack, or even if I am doing it properly, it comes off as mechanical, comes off not as truly me just being natural with it. I know I've experienced this and I've been told these things. And the reason for that is, it seems, and it's been, qualified now, that it's because I don't have the hearts in my chart. Therefore, I can't really be that. Even if I execute the motions, it will never quite feel like a king of hearts. It'll never quite feel like a king of hearts. So the best thing, for me to do is to not get hung up on trying to convince everyone else that I'm the king of hearts, and just be the best, father and partner that I can be. And more focused on the energy that I am more connected to, which is the king of diamonds, the king of spades, and the king of clubs. Ashe. So this is an important thing to understand your charts, so you can understand what you can become, and also what you, in a sense, can't really become, or at least can't really be perceived as. You might be able to emulate or imitate some of those certain energies, but you may not actually be able to fully embody them because they're just not in your chart. Ashe. Ashe Graffiti got discussion on topic and Q&A come around. Ashe. All right. Yeah, went to TMI. Ashe. Head to YouTube. Peace to Sunny Ray. Ashe. Peace to Attune to Ken, or Attune to Chaos. Ashe. Super Dougie says, I'm here in this lifetime and on this planet to meet my spiritual master this lifetime, and that did happen for me. Okay, I'll shade to that. Yes, on all that healing this lifetime, that has been my story. Ashe. And understand, it's not just this lifetime. Every lifetime you have lived, and every lifetime that you will live, at least on this planet, in all the bodies that you're living at, even at this time, every lifetime is part of your healing process. It's part of your healing process. And it's not so much about whether or not you heal in this lifetime, because also understand that all time is relative. It's all time is happening at the same time. So the quote unquote self, that soul incarnation or reincarnation of yourself that's existed in the 1300s may be the version of you that actually becomes the most enlightened, that pulls all the other versions of you back together, right? Because, like I said, there is no... those who are conscious of this particular time, it has nothing to do with, this is the perfect time for us to all evolve, but it just so happens that if you are aware at this time, if you're conscious of self at this time, this is just the time that you most resonate with. But for many others, they resonate with a different time, and that's the time where they actually come into full understanding. Ashe Graffiti here for the conversation on Tiamat. Ashe. Peace to Sheba Bay. Graffiti says, I have a book on mythical creatures that has a story of Tiamat and her children. Ashe. Ashe to that. So you spelled the name wrong, NY Devs, that's all right. Not sure what sign you are and don't have a clue, but so spiritual. Ashe. I am an Aries. Right? But my sign, that my north node, which is very important to know your north node if you don't know it. You want to know your north node because that is one of that's your zodiac sign that you are trying to master in this particular lifetime. So mine would be Aquarius, right? And Aquarius literally represents, when it comes to the north node, and mastery, it represents transcendence and ascendance. So, I shade to that. So very deep into the spirituality, not necessarily the religious religiousity, right? Versus like Pisces energy is also very spiritual, but more on the religious side of things. But the funny thing is that my my midhaven is Pisces, so which just your career side, right? So that career side is definitely can deal with spirituality, deal with some sort of religious type of energy, church type of energy, or just a healer, being a healer, things like that, and an enlightener to other people, right? Those type of things. Shed tuned to chaos says cartomancy is so interesting to me. Ashe, it's very interesting. It's very deep. It's a lot of levels to the cartomancy. Kid Nino says, when it comes to numerology charts, are you familiar with what karmic debt or lesson numbers represent? Numerology charts, are you familiar with what karmic debt / lessons numbers represent? Well, when you're dealing with numerology and you are looking at like your life path number, so that's when you take your birthday and you add up all the numbers. So for me, it's 4/2/1990. It adds up to 7, if I remember. Yep, 7, right? So then that's the energy I'm here to. One of the energies I'm here to master, the 7 energy, which is also a Pisces type of energy. Definitely a very, very spiritual energy. It could be related to music, because Pisces also is a music type of energy, but also related to healing, spiritual enlightenment. It can, those type of things, religion, stuff like that. As far as like karmic debt and lessons, I haven't really read anything in particular that deals with numerology charts and karmic debts and lessons. I know in cartomancy, there are karmic energies that they show you through cartomancy. There are definitely lessons and challenges that are shown in your cartomancy chart. And then there are certain cards that have a really big karmic debt tied to them, a very big karmic debt tied to them, like Jack of Hearts or 8 of Clubs, or there's another big one that I can't remember off the top of my head. You're an 8. What's your life path 8? That has to do with being an authoritative figure, being like in a leadership position, managing people, or it could be being a teacher or some sort of an instructor. Definitely like an instructor. Learning how to manage your emotions, control your emotions. Learning how to be consistent and structured. Also, 8 has a very 8 does have a very high karmic energy to it. So I should say that one. So as far as a karmic number, 8 would definitely be a karmic number. 8 represents Saturn, right? So 8 is definitely a karmic number, and so you have to also, so that number probably has the biggest karmic debt as far as like a life path. If I had to guess, I would say probably that one. So you have to be very mindful about, you probably get, just punished very quickly if you are out of karmic alignment, or if you're, maybe being too selfish or even too selfless, right? So you probably have to be very, very mindful and balanced in your work, in your path. Tune to Chaos says, I heard this theory that the same way we make choices in the present moment to alter our timeline for the future, We also can do the same for the past, aka our ancestors. For an example, offerings. Well, yes, technically, you can definitely make an alteration to the future or the past because they're all the same thing. They're all the same thing. Right. It's like, it's like the music on your iPhone, right? Apple Music, Spotify, whatever. You can fast forward. You can skip to the end of a song. You can skip to the beginning of the song. You can skip to the middle. So you can change the dial to anywhere on the song, right? There, we create the illusion that the song is moving in this linear fashion. And this is the end of the song, but technically, I mean, you can move the end to the beginning and the beginning to the end. It all exists at the same time. Same thing with us. And Deb says, I don't think I'm a new soul because too many gifts, but I guess we all have past lives. I was born 17 days after my grandpa died. Ashe, 17 is definitely a God number. Well, the thing about new souls, the concept, the only new souls on this planet are those whose souls may have, you have the original souls to this planet, which was the souls that went through the trauma, which would make us all equally the same soul age, basically, right? So we're all souls are old, right? It's just some souls on this planet are new to this planet. All souls are eternal and are, and old. But some souls are just newer to this planet, meaning that they weren't here during the rehabilitation time. They came much later just to check things out on this thing called this planet called Earth, right? To see what it's about, or maybe they have some sort of mission to do. But otherwise, we're all, pretty much the same age. Now, like I said, we have many different lives, future lives, past lives, it's all the same thing. Some versions of us have an older, wiser vibe and understanding. Some versions of us are very childlike, and then some versions of us are in the middle. There's some versions of us that are very intuitive. There's some versions of us that are very loving and caring and playful. There's some versions of us that are very emotionless, very stoic, very mechanical. And then there's some versions of us in our lifetimes that are very, mental based, very intellectual, and things like that. There's some versions of us that are just very aggressive, very warlike and battle driven, right? So there's different versions of us depending on the particular lifetime. So there really is no old soul or young soul. It's just that depending on your birthday, that will distinguish what frequency this particular vessel, this body is tuned into, and that frequency will pull you towards a certain type of personality, which might be like an old soul type of personality or a more younger type of personality or somewhere in the middle, right? But it actually has nothing to really do with age. Shade to Stoop Kid. Peace to Relentless Nay. Say you leave an offering at a tree, some fruit, because time is a relative construct and it's all happening at once. Say in the 1500s, the fruit offering shows up randomly at the same tree, and your ancestor or your past self sees the fruit and takes it as it wasn't there before until the offering. What do you think about this? That's very possible, and I'm sure it happens, I'm sure, all the time. If you watch the movie Interstellar, you actually have you get to see an indication of how that works. Well, I watched the movie Interstellar. It was kind of confusing the first time I watched it. Actually, I only watched it one time, but I was able to later, just by some clips, have a better understanding of what it was actually about. But in Interstellar, when they go through a certain portal, they're able to then interact and communicate with all the different timelines of themselves or other individuals, other beings, other people. So I say that to say, if on this earth there are portals, right? There are portals everywhere. And these portals, now where these portals are, I couldn't really tell you. But there's portals everywhere. And in these portals, there is a gateway to sometimes different dimensions, sometimes different timelines on this earth. It just depends on the portal. Sometimes a totally different planet. It just depends on the portal. If you find the right portal, then you can leave something there, like, let's say, a tree, and then it shows up in another timeline, a quote-unquote timeline, right? So that's definitely possible. It just depends on the portal. If you watch also the show, like the show From, they showed how certain trees are portals, right? Sometimes, and I think in those portals, are probably based off of the tree portal, and it might be, those portals might be based off of time as well, meaning that if you go to a portal at one time, it may be pointed in a certain direction, but if you go to that same portal at a different time, it might take you to another location, right? So these are all things to think about. NY Dev says definitely no. Aquarius live with one. Share, we are a lot the same, exposed to churches. You too. Shay, I don't have a very deep connection with the church, or not an overexposure to church, but maybe you're saying the person that you know you are. But Shay, I'm at 22 life path, Pisces. Shay, 22 is a very, very powerful number. 22 represents queen, the queen builder, the master builder. Shay, so with the 22, you are meant to feel that queen energy. Now, which queen energy is important to try to figure out? Is it the queen of diamonds, the queen of spades, the queen of clubs, the queen of hearts, right? Or the combination of those. It depends on your cartomancy chart. And I'll tell you what type of queen, energy you want to resonate with. But essentially, being that 22 life path, it definitely has to do with mastering the art of raising a family, mastering the art of building an organization or a company or village or community or society or an institution of some sort. Whether it be with a group of people or with your spouse, right? But that's where the 22 energy falls into. Now, you do have to be careful with energy whenever you have master numbers like 22, 11, 33. Because if you can easily fall into the lower version of those, which for 22 it would be 4. And when your master number falling into the 4, you'll end up falling into the negative version of the 4, which has to do with what is the negative side of 4? That's Aquarius, so it has to do with a lot of confusion and confusion, maybe like what's it called? Gossip, a lot of complaining, very hard life, things like that. Ashe. Tunikin says, makes a lot of sense, and when it does, it makes sense. Ashe. Also, the show Always a Witch. Ashe. Oh, the show Always a Witch. I have not seen that show or heard of it. Aside of films, do you believe there are master numbers above 33, 44, 55? Yeah, there's definitely, master numbers above 33. I mean, the master numbers, they go on forever, really. But when you go into those other types of master numbers, they're of a different vibration of all their own, a totally different vibration of their own. 11, you're dealing with that king type energy. 22, you're dealing with the queen. 33, you're dealing with the transcendent type of energy there. A mastering of the masculine and the feminine type of energy. 44, you're dealing with a portal, more than a portal, but like a portal, a wormhole, basically with two doorways, right? A 4 and a 4. 55, you're dealing with a 55 is like the balancing of the higher self and the lower self, right? Which is still like a masculine and feminine, but on a spiritual level now, versus 33 is on a physical level. 66, you're dealing with it's another type of portal, but it's more of like a it's a bigger gateway. It's a bigger gateway than a 44. So it just you have a 44 is a portal to like certain dimensions, but it's very limited though. While 66, like Route 66, takes you on to to higher levels of dimensions, and a lot more planets, a lot more different parallel universes. 77, you're dealing with just a very high godlike vibration, very high godlike frequency. 88 is dealing with another 77. That godlike frequency has to do with like basically like pineal mastery, imagination mastery. 88 has to deal with that's another level of godlike mastery, but that's dealing with all of time. So now you're not only that's dealing with all of time basically. And then 99, that's dealing with the connection between the beginning and end of all things, or of all of your lives, you could say, right? All of the many lives that you have lived and will live, and etc. Ashe. See a tune. Chaos says it was on Netflix. I don't know if it still is. Ashe. Ashe. Peace to Swag Family Sierra. All right, any other questions, comments, or concerns? Peace to nature, synergy in motion. definitely a good Wednesday discussion, but that makes sense though. Wednesday is the communication day. Wednesday representing Mercury, representing the number 5, representing Gemini and Virgo. Shade to that. Kofi said, did I get to your question? I thought I did. You're talking about like Tiamat, right? I talked about Tiamat already. We got pretty extensive on the Tiamat, if that's what you were talking about. I don't know, was there another question? Oh, wait a minute, hold on. I didn't see it. Graffiti says, so the planet that was known as Tiamat was considered a chaotic, primordial, destructive force that needed to be destroyed so universe can be created and humans can flourish. Thoughts? That's not necessarily my understanding of Tiamat. That probably, that version of the story is probably similar to the version of how, the America deemed and Europe deemed that Hades and black people's religions, especially voodoo and hoodoo, how they considered it to be like devil worship or devil type of or demon spirit worshiping, stuff like that, just to get us to step away or to step away from those type of practices, our original spiritual practices, right? I look at that the same way as what you're saying with the Tiamat thing. I don't think that Tiamat was necessarily a chaotic, destructive planet. I think they were, based on the stories I've heard, it was a very flourishing planet of beings, very very advanced beings compared to where we're at now. It's advanced, extraterrestrial beings that we and our souls were part of that. Our souls were definitely part of that. And but things happen. Planets go to war with other planets. Beings go to war with other beings. And sometimes a planet gets destroyed. And then sometimes planets just become unstable. Things happen, meteors hit, all types of things happen to planets. So I don't think it was that they had to be destroyed so you can create humans, because the reason why I say that is because there's what's a human? To create a human, like this vessel is just a vessel. It's just a vessel that we call a human. I'm sure the universe wasn't like, we need to create humans, because I don't think they were speaking in English. That word did not exist, human, right? But we're really a humanoid, meaning that there are other beings out in the universe that look very, very similar to us. And the reason why is because our vessels share their vessel's DNA, right? So we didn't need to create humans because humans already exist on other planets, in other realities, on other Earths, and other solar systems. Humans already exist, so it's really need they didn't need to create more of us. It's just the souls needed to be put somewhere, because our bodies, the original bodies, vessels got destroyed with the planet. So in the original bodies we were put in, we're not even humans, according to the stories. Swag family, Sierra Peace family, love you and Jasmine not so much. Ashe, Swag family. Mesopotamian depiction. Ashe, I'm not sure what you mean by that, but Ashe. Silent films, oddly enough, in law dictionaries, human means monster. Interesting. I can see that we are the original Frankensteins. Humans are the Frankensteins. I'm pretty sure that's where that whole story comes from. What was Frankenstein? Frankenstein, or at least the creature that Frankenstein actually made, was made out of different body parts from all different beings. Our bodies, our genes have been spliced and pulled from all these different genetic pools. Right? So we are the Frankenstein monster. So it makes sense that human would be a monster. Divine Femme says, but when you're melanated, it's a higher force. Tap in. Well, it depends on what you mean by that, Divine Femme, because all humans are melanated. Well, really, all mammals are melanated, right? Probably all living creatures, really. But most animals in the animal kingdom are melanated, and all humans are melanated. Even the ones that seemed to have no melanin, they are very melanated. They are just, essentially, they lack the same amount of skin melanin, but they definitely have the same amount, or a very comparable amount of nervous system melanin as we do. So we have a ability beyond any way human being. I don't know what any way means, but I say. Saturn Films Older Law Dictionaries, I say. Graffiti says it was a war over disagreements and complication amongst the gods that ended up destroying her. Yeah, it's just beings fighting. That's what beings do. That's what beings do when you're operating in a that tends to happen a lot in the three-dimensional world. Fights happen, all right? But in the fifth-dimensional worlds and higher, you don't really have that. In the fifth-dimensional frequencies and higher, you don't have those type of concepts. But in the third-dimensional, the fourth and third-dimensional, like, segues, you have a lot of that. I'm not 100% sure if in the fifth dimensional beings, matrices, there might be some more type of concepts. Not when you get above that, though. Tiamat's bodies were split between heaven and earth. Ashe definitely speaks to the fractured part of souls. Ashe. So we have the ability beyond any human being. I don't know if melanated, who we call the melanated people, or just darker hue people. I don't know if darker hue people have, if we have greater overall abilities than unmelanated people. I'm not really sure. But I know we like to think that it is possible, but I'm just not really sure if that's the case. Or if we just believe that's the case. I'm not really sure. Divine Femme is so much deeper than crystals and tarot. Digging deeper, Ashe. Boss Game, so what's up though, Ashe? Fifth dimensional, Ashe. Don't ascend too high. It's a balance between heaven and earth. That doesn't really make sense to me, Divine Femme. Not really. I'm not gonna lie. Don't ascend too high. See, that is one thing I do want to, say before we get off here, is that there's a lot of spiritual people who are very scary. It's a lot of spiritual people who are very scary, where they profess to want to be gods, to want to be limitless beings, to want to be all these things. But then when it's really time to go up to those levels, they don't want to go too high. They don't want to do too much. They're actually afraid of really tapping in all of the way. And then they want to bring in this thing called balance. Sometimes when we use the word balance, we actually are using it in a way to limit ourselves. Not everything is a 50-50 split. What do I mean? For instance, a tree doesn't say, I'm going to grow to this height. I don't want to ascend too high. I don't want to grow too high. I'm going to grow to this perfect height and stay right here. That's not what a tree does. A tree says, I'm going to grow as high, as possible. There's no offense taken, Divine Femme. I'm going to grow as high as possible and maintain my balance while I'm growing as high as possible. Right? But there's no such thing as ascending too high for a tree. And if there's any living beings we want to learn from, it's from trees, because trees are way older than anything else on this planet. Right? A lot of the mountains that we know of today are ancient trees that have been chopped down. Ashe. So, there's no such thing as ascending too high, right? You want to ascend as high as possible. Because in order to ascend, you have to be balanced. In order to ascend, you have to have certain levels of balance, right? Now, if you ascend too quickly and you are unbalanced in your ascension, then yeah, you can get messed up. But there's no such thing as ascending too high. Just maybe ascending too high before you're ready. That's possible. Spirit leaves the body in the physical, you will die. Well, that's kind of a oxymoron when you say that, Divine Femme. Spirit leaves the body in the physical, you will die. Well, who is you? Is it the spirit or is it the body? Because it's kind of a contradicting statement. Which part is you? The spirit or the body? Because if you're saying that the spirit is you, then you wouldn't die, the body would die. But if you're saying the body's you and not the spirit, well then the spirit got to be something else. See, so that's just something to think about. What's your take on Apsu, the ocean deity and reflection of Tiamat? I'm not familiar. I've heard of Apsu. I've heard the name Apsu. I probably would. There's probably another name that Apsu is also known by that I might be more familiar with. Because a lot of these beings, the story's been told in different forms with different names. So I know Apsu. If I knew that being's other names, then I probably could give you a better depiction of I could give you my thoughts on Apsu, but I cannot think of one of Apsu's other names to give my thoughts on Apsu. Or maybe I just don't remember Apsu part. That part of the story probably just didn't stick out to me enough to memorize Apsu's part. Seaside and Film says, melanin is supposed to be worth more than gold due to being a better conductor. I have the research article I read on it years ago. Yeah, melanin is it's definitely worth a whole lot. Once again, though, we all do have melanin. We do all have melanin, right? So we cannot deny that part. With melanin, I don't know if melanin is necessarily the well, I'll put it this way. Like I'm not black skinned. This is a version of red. Brown is a version of red. There are depictions of other beings that have been here that are like the avatars, blue or green or purple. So though melanin is essentially thought of as black, there are also very advanced alien beings that are known to be white, and they probably also are melanated beings, right? So that's why I am like up in the air still at the moment when it comes to, is there necessarily a more powerful race of beings based off of the skin color of their melanin? It's still something that I'm playing with, but I haven't made any full decisions yet. Corey Wickland says, you are spirit first. The flesh body is so you can live and breathe on earth to experience being human on earth and raise consciousness. Shay. Sure. The name Marduk King ring a bell. I know I'm chatty tonight. Shay Graffiti. So Marduk also, yes, I definitely know the name Marduk. Marduk. Is Marduk? I get confused with some of these names sometimes. I'm not, and it's been a little while since the last time I listened to all the stories. So I don't want to say the wrong things about Marduk. So I'm going to skip trying to talk about Marduk right now. I think I'll just confuse myself. But I am, familiar with Tiamat. I am familiar with, the Enlils and the Inkies and beings like that, and the Amun-Ras and Ashe. Or was Cause who was the I forget what's the alien race that they always talk about? I can't remember what the alien race is. Shade Sided Films. Divine Feminine, if you're not melanated, this is not for you. Not unmelanated person can ever tell me different. Well, once again, all humans are melanated, Divine Femme, so I'm not sure why you are stuck on the not melanated thing. All white people are melanated. It's just a fact. They are very melanated, right? They may not look it, but they are very melanated. Marduk, son of Anu and Ea. Okay. Marduk. Yeah. Anpu, Anu. Yeah, all those names are very familiar. I'm very, I recognize all those names. Like I said, there's certain names stand out to me more than others. There's certain parts of the story that I'm like very familiar with and I understand very deeply. There's other parts of the story that I didn't find as important, so I didn't focus on as much, memorizing them. And then some of it I just kind of just forgot. The lizard aliens, Ashe. Well, the lizard aliens there's see, just like how there's different types of humans. Yeah, you forgot, I forgot that. What are the aliens' name? What's the most famous alien name? I know someone knows one of these alien names. But like the name for that represents the collection of the aliens. They have a certain name that they. No, not ET. Not ET. There's a certain name that a lot of people who are in this world, the alien world, know. They know the name. It's not the Palladians. It's not them. I remember these aliens, what the alien name is. Was it in the Zachariah Stitchin books? I believe that's where the name is famous. It's famous from. You say right now you're seeking to understand what makes or made Tiamat so vengeful. I mean, it's very simple. It's just that you don't have to know all the details of it. It's just that they're beings like us. Different countries go to war. Anunnakis, there you go, Side of Films. The Anunnakis, that's who it is. Right, but different beings just go to war, out of jealousy, out of miscommunication, out of backstabbing, out of the need for resources, out of love. That's what beings do, no matter how advanced they are. As far as the reptilians are concerned, understand that there are many different reptilian races. See, the reptilians kind of get a bad rap because people think reptilians, they think of the bad ones, or the ones, they think of the bad reptilians. There are bad ones, or not so friendly ones, manipulative ones, but there are also good ones who are all about enlightenment, who are all about spiritual growth for every soul in the universe, right? So understand there is a nuance depending on just like there's certain human groups who are very loving, caring, peaceful, and there's certain human groups that are very, technological and conquering and bloodshed type of and warfare type of beings, right? You can't lump all the humans into the same categories, like you can't lump all of the reptilians into the same category either, right? Or all the Anunnaki is just a word that represents, a collection of different humanoid species around the universe. But Tiamat, if I remember correctly, that was a queen. I think she was like a dragon type of humanoid being, right? But yeah, I mean, she, how a woman can get, right? They said no wrath like a woman scorned, right? So, when a female entity can get really vengeful real quick, right? If you piss her off, and imagine that Tiamat type of energy is super powerful, right? Then a being with power, they say absolute power corrupts absolutely. Ashe. And then at the same time, it's like, well, you got to understand there's masculine energies out there that are going to try to conquer or maybe other feminine energies that, backstab or, catty or whatever. I mean, it's like all types of things just happen, man. Things happen and, planets blow up. That's part of the game. That's part of the game. So, looks like I got to everybody, so we'll go ahead and I think it's a good spot to end it. We'll say Ashe, Asante, and Amen. Ime Kamalika, it is done, and we will see you tomorrow for the thought-provoking Thursday. Ashe.